Hey folks, have you ever bent down to pick up a penny and someone said, "Why bother? It's just a cent." Well, today, that someone might want to sit down, because we're talking about a 1982 D. Lincoln Memorial penny that's worth not just a little more than face value, it's worth $1.8 million. Yep. $1.8 million. For a coin that could be sitting in your junk drawer or jammed between your car seats, now before you toss every penny at the grocery store clerk, hold on tight. We're diving into what makes this coin so insanely valuable, how you can tell if you've got one, and a little story about how I almost gave one away with a bag of gumballs back in 1996. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's talk treasure hiding in plain sight. 1982 was actually a wild year for the humble penny. See, that was the year the US Mint decided to change what pennies were made of. Before that, they were mostly copper, about 95%. But copper prices were rising faster than a cat avoiding a bath, so the mint switched to a cheaper material, zinc with a thin copper coating. Now, here's the twist. They made 7 different varieties of the penny that year: large date, small date, copper, zinc, you name it. But the 1982 D small date penny made of solid copper? That's the unicorn. Because Denver was only supposed to mint zinc pennies. If a solid copper penny got made there, well, someone either messed up or struck gold. Literally, only one confirmed authentic copper 1982 D small date penny is known to exist. And it sold for $1.8 million. Flip your penny over. Look for the D mint mark below the year 1982. That means it was made in Denver. Small dates have a thinner 8 and a slightly higher 2 that aligns differently with the 1. Large dates look chunkier and more uniform. You might need a magnifying glass, or better yet, a good cup of coffee and some patience. Weigh it: copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, zinc ones weigh 2.5 grams. So if your 1982 D small date penny tips the scale at around 3.11 grams, buddy, you might be holding a tiny $1 million miracle. And now here's the kicker. Back in '96, I was about 12 and had a little box of coins from my granddad. One day I wanted a gumball, and guess what I used to pay for it? A shiny 1982 D penny. No big deal, right? Well, fast forward to today. I was looking through old coin photos. Yeah, I'm that guy now, and I swear on my dog's squeaky toy. I had a small date 1982 D. That 1 cent might have gone into a candy machine and vanished forever. Don't blow your shot. Check your change. Or you might be funding someone else's gumball empire rarity, baby. Plain and simple. Out of millions made, only one verified 1982 D copper small date has ever surfaced. And it shouldn't even exist. It's like finding a pineapple in the Arctic. Collectors go nuts over mistakes. The rarer, the better. Throw in mystery, history, and a coin that shouldn't be, and boom, you've got yourself a multi-million-dollar metal pancake. First, don't spend it. Seriously, not even for tacos. And next, weigh it and verify the date. If it checks out 3.11 grams and a small date, it's time to call in the pros. You'll want to reach out to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and give it a grade. Once it's confirmed, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers are where the big spenders hang out. And yes, it might actually change your life. Now, even if you don't have the rare one, don't lose hope. Some 1982 copper large date or small date pennies in top condition are worth $10 to $100. That's not millions, but hey, I wouldn't throw a Benjamin in the trash. Also, errors from that year are worth something too: double dies, off-center strikes, and transitional errors where the metal composition is wrong. So check all your 1982 pennies. Each one has a story to tell. Or pay for your coffee. Segment 7, Tips for Coin Hunting, 30:00, 36:30. Now let me give you a few quick coin hunting tips, straight from someone who's flipped more coins than a magician on caffeine: grandma's cookie tin, dad's garage stash, even the change drawer in your car. Hit up garage sales and estate auctions. People unload coins not knowing what they're worth. Visit coin shows or join a coin club. Yeah, they exist. And they're not just for guys with 3 magnifying glasses around their neck. Invest in a good digital scale and magnifier. Trust me, your eyes aren't what they used to be. Learn. The more you know, the richer you grow. Or at least the more fun you'll have squinting at pennies. The 1982 D small date copper penny is more than just spare change. It's a $1 million mistake that proves treasure can hide in plain sight. One little coin. 1. $1.8 million to imagine buying a house, paying off your debt, and still having enough left to take that cruise you've been putting off since Y2K. But none of that happens if you toss it in the tip jar without checking. Dig out those old coins. Grab a scale, a magnifier, and a hot cup of coffee. Take a Saturday, make it a treasure hunt. You never know, your fortune might be lying in the bottom of a drawer. If you found this helpful, smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Hit the bell so you never miss a tip on coins worth cash, and leave a comment if you've ever found something rare in your change, because around here, we don't pass up pennies, we profit from them. Hey there, folks. Grab your coffee, kick back, and brace yourself, because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way you look at the pennies in your pocket. Imagine this. You're digging through an old change jar, just looking for a few coins for a soda, or maybe you're finally doing spring cleaning after, 5 years. Then bam. You find a crusty old 1973 penny, and little do you know, that sucker could be worth $1.9 million. That's right. Not $19, not $1,900, $1.9 million. You'd never look at a penny the same again. Today, we're diving deep into the wild world of the 1973 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. We're talking value, history, hidden features, and why some of these coins are making everyday folks into millionaires overnight. And I'll even share a little story about how I almost threw away a valuable penny while searching for a bottle opener. True story, this is the channel where coins aren't just pocket change, they're life changers. Let's go. Let's start with the basics. The 1973 penny is a Lincoln Memorial cent, minted in Denver, hence the little d under the date. Now usually, these are a dime a dozen, literally. There were hundreds of millions of them made. But here's the kicker, not all of them were created equal, some have rare errors, others were struck on the wrong planchets, and a handful have nearly flawless preservation. Combine rarity with perfect condition, and you've got a recipe for a 7-figure payday. Oh yeah, I said 7 figures. We're talking $1.9 million. That's not a typo. That's a house. That's your mortgage gone. That's the Lamborghini you only drive on weekends because you're scared of scratching it, alright? Here's where we get nerdy, but don't worry, I'll keep it fun. Imagine this. You're at work, and you're just not feeling it. You dropped the ball. That's what happened at the mint. Some 1973 pennies were struck off-center, or with double dies, meaning the image or date was doubled during minting. One error even involves a copper penny struck on an aluminum planchet. That's a huge deal in the collector world. Errors make these coins rare, and rare equals valuable. Material and composition. Most 1973 pennies are made from copper and zinc, but a few were mistakenly struck on bronze or aluminum blanks. Those oddballs? Worth a fortune. Condition. This part is crucial. A regular 1973 penny might be worth 1 cent, but a 1973 that's been untouched by time, graded MS68RD, red, that's mint state perfection. That's where we hit the $1 million jackpot. Now let me tell you about the 1973 penny that blew minds in 2024, a near pristine 1973 penny, perfectly preserved, graded by PCGS as MS68 red, sold for $1.9 million at a private auction. Flawless shine, rich red luster, full details on Lincoln's suit, error-free strike, and nearly untouched edges. A collector with deep pockets saw it and said, "Yep, that's going in my vault." It's like finding the Leonardo da Vinci of pocket change. Okay, story time. So a couple years back, I was digging through an old toolbox in my garage. I needed a bottle opener because I was trying to open one of those glass bottle root beers. You know, the ones that are impossible to twist off. I couldn't find the opener, so I grabbed a handful of coins to MacGyver it. One of them was this dull-looking 1970s penny. I was about to bend it on the cap when something told me to check the date. 1973 out. I thought, maybe I should look this up before I ruin it. Turns out it was just a normal penny. No errors, not in great condition, but it taught me something. You never know what you're holding until you check, and that's the whole point, isn't it? Your coin jar could be a treasure chest, and you'd never know unless you looked. Now let's talk strategy. If you want to cash in on your old coins, here's what you do. Look for errors, double letters, off-center images, strange color or texture. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. No, not the one you use to check the meat at the barbecue. Get a real coin one, not if the coin looks like it's brand new, shiny, red, no nicks or scratches, it might be worth grading. Contact PCGS or NGC, Professional Coin Grading Services. They'll give your coin a grade from 1 to 70. Anything MS67 and up, you're in serious business. I can't stress this enough. Don't scrub it, don't polish it, don't dip it in cola. A clean coin is a ruined coin in the collector world. Weird marks from foreign objects during minting. Get familiar with these. Treat your coins like little pieces of art. Most people ignore coins. They throw them in drawers or tip jars or under car seats. But collectors? We know better. There are coins sitting in people's pockets right now worth hundreds of thousands, even millions, and coin collecting isn't just about the money. It's about history, curiosity, the thrill of the hunt. I mean, when was the last time you looked at a penny and thought, this might pay off my mortgage? Today could be that day. CONCLUSION. So here's the bottom line: that old 1973 D Lincoln Memorial penny in your drawer could be your ticket to financial freedom. Maybe it's worth a penny, maybe a million. But you'll never know unless you check. We live in a world where people scroll for hours hoping for something meaningful. And here you are, watching a video about pennies, because you know there's more out there. Go check your jars, your old wallets, the change in your car's cup holder. Look for those 1973 D pennies. Who knows? You might just be holding a fortune. If you learned something today, or if you're about to dump your change jar on the floor and start sorting, smash that subscribe button. Hit like, share it with your coin hunting buddies, and stick around because we've got more rare coin tips coming your way. We talk cash, history, and changing your life 1 cent at a time. Thanks for watching, and hey, may your pennies be shiny and your wallets be full. Hey there, penny hunters and treasure seekers. You ever hear the phrase, a penny saved is a penny earned? Well, what if I told you that a penny you forgot in your junk drawer could be worth a cool $1 million? Nope, I haven't lost my marbles, and yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a tiny copper coin from 1991 that skyrocketed in value. So if you're about to toss some change in the tip jar or leave it in the car console, hold up, because that innocent little 1991 Lincoln Memorial cent just might be your golden ticket. Or copper ticket, if we're being technical. In this video, we're diving deep into this $1 million penny, why it's worth so much, how to tell if you've got one, and what to do if you do. And don't worry, I'll be keeping it fun, casual, and absolutely loaded with the kind of coin facts you'll want to brag about at family BBQs. Now grab that jar of coins hiding under your bed, because it's time to go penny diving. The 1991 Lincoln Memorial penny is part of the regular US Mint circulation coins, but there's a twist. Most folks think all 1991 pennies are the same. Spoiler alert, they're not. Some of them, just a few lucky ones, have certain mint errors, conditions, and features that drive collectors absolutely wild. And when coin collectors get wild, values climb faster than your grandma's yeast rolls rise on Sunday afternoon. The 1991 penny we're talking about has a rare mint mark variation or a dramatic die error, and that's what makes it worth serious money. Like, new car money. Or pay off the mortgage money. Or even retire on a beach money. Most 1991 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Philly coins didn't carry a mint mark back then. So if you find one with a weirdly shaped or misaligned mint mark, or one that was accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, bingo, these are the coins that can make you rich. Now, you're probably wondering, how the heck do I tell if I have the right one? There are a few key features to check out. And no, you don't need a fancy microscope, just good lighting, a magnifying glass, and a little patience. You're looking for things like double die outbursts, off-center strike, or wrong planchet. These are the kind of mistakes the US Mint usually catches, but every now and then, one slips through. Ever see a penny where Lincoln looks like he's doing the Harlem Shake because his face is double stamped? That's a double die error, and it could be worth a fortune. You want a coin in MS67 or better. That stands for mint state, and it means the coin looks basically brand new. No scratches, no wear, no signs that it was used to scratch off a lottery ticket. Some 1991 pennies were accidentally struck on bronze planchets left over from older years. These are heavier than the usual zinc ones. A regular 1991 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours clocks in at 3.1 grams or more, you may just have struck copper gold. Now here's a tip: grab a small jewelry scale online. They're cheap and super handy. Weigh those pennies and look for the outliers. That's your first clue, and don't forget to flip it over and check the Lincoln Memorial. Some rare varieties have weak strikes or missing details that also boost the value. Let me tell you a quick story about how I nearly threw away a small fortune. It's 2017. I'm doing some spring cleaning, which really means pushing stuff around and calling it a day. I come across this old tin can full of pennies I've been hoarding since college. I almost dumped the whole thing into a Coinstar machine, but I paused. And something in me said, just check a few, for fun. 1991, no mint mark. Looked brand new. I googled it and started sweating like I was being interrogated on a crime show. Turns out, mine wasn't the $1 million version, but it was worth $145. That was the moment the coin bug bit me. Since then, I've found over 20 valuable pennies, sold a few, and now I'm making YouTube videos to help others cash in too. Moral of the story: always check your change. A regular circulated 1991 penny is worth, well, 1 cent. A 1991 double die penny in mint state could fetch $500 to $5,000. A rare wrong planchet or mint error penny in MS67 plus condition? That's where we hit the jackpot, up to $1 million at auction. Yup. A 1 cent coin. $1 million. Because it's rare, pristine, and desirable to the right collector. There's already been verified auction sales close to 6 figures for similar error pennies. And as demand goes up and supply stays low, those prices are only going higher. Remember, rarity plus condition plus demand equals value, alright? Let's say you're digging through your piggy bank and you find a 1991 penny that looks promising. Don't clean it. Seriously. Don't. Ever. Cleaning a coin can drop its value faster than a lead balloon away it. Use that jewelry scale to check for bronze planchets, magnify it. Look for doubling, mint mark weirdness, or strike errors, grade it. If it looks flawless, consider sending it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, get it appraised. You can find local coin dealers or go online. Some even do free evaluations. Sell smart. Use reputable auction houses or marketplaces like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. Don't just throw it on eBay for $10 and always take a photo. You never know when you'll want to show off your $1 million penny to the grandkids. That pennies can be powerful, that your spare change might hold the kind of wealth that changes lives, and that even something as small and overlooked as a 1991 Lincoln Memorial cent can make a grown man scream like he just won the lottery. Coin collecting isn't just for old guys with magnifying glasses anymore. It's for folks like you who want to turn knowledge into cash, who love the thrill of the hunt, and who believe that sometimes the smallest things have the biggest value. Smash that subscribe button so you never miss another rare coin tip. I've got more videos coming on coins worth tens of thousands, sometimes even millions. Pennies, nickels, dimes, you name it. Also, drop a comment below and let me know what the weirdest coin you've ever found is. I read every single one, and who knows? Your story could be in the next video. Hey there, coin hunters and curious minds. What if I told you that a single, ordinary-looking penny from 1966, the one just sitting in that old coffee can on your garage shelf, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million today? Yeah, you heard me right. Not 100. Not 1,000. 1.1 million. Now before you go flipping over your couch cushions and raiding your junk drawer like a raccoon on espresso, stick with me. Because in this video, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising treasures in modern coin collecting, the 1966 no mint mark Memorial Lincoln 1 cent penny. We'll talk about why it's rare, what makes it valuable, and how you can tell if the one in your pocket might just be your ticket to early retirement on a beach somewhere. Plus, I'll share a little story about the time I thought I hit the jackpot, until I realized I was holding a Canadian penny. True story. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's talk pennies, $1 million ones. Okay, let's take it back to 1966. We're talking Vietnam War, Batman on TV, gas was 32 cents a gallon, and in the world of coins? The US Mint was making a lot of pennies. In 1965, the US Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins to deter coin hoarding due to the rising silver value. That trend continued into 1966. So, unlike other years where you'd see a little DRS below Lincoln's bust, 1966 pennies all appear to have no mint mark. Now you're probably thinking, wait, if they all have no mint mark, then what's rare about it? Great question, smart cookie. It's not the missing mint mark itself, it's the condition, the errors, and some wildly lucky flukes that make some of these 1966 pennies insanely valuable today. Now let's get to the part that's juicier than Grandma's Thanksgiving turkey. How did one of these 1966 Lincoln pennies end up being worth $1.1 million? Well, in 2019, a collector at an estate auction scored a 1966 Lincoln penny in near perfect condition, graded MS67 plus red. That's mint state 67 plus, the plus meaning it's even better than nearly perfect. It had that fiery red copper tone, full strike, no scratches, and flawless detail. This beauty was so rare in that condition, experts believe it to be one of a kind. That same penny sold privately in 2023 for a reported $1.10 million. Extremely well preserved with no signs of wear. A vivid red finish, which is super rare in older copper pennies. Some 1966 pennies show minor errors like doubling on "In God We Trust" or a repunched date. If you've got one with those errors and it's in minty shape, you might be sitting on serious cash. Alright, now it's time to play penny detective. Here are the most valuable 1966 penny errors to check for. Look closely at the date where the words Liberty and "In God We Trust." If you see a shadowy double imprint, bingo. These look like tiny lightning bolts running through the coin. They're manufacturing flaws, and collectors love them. If the design looks like it was printed by a tipsy mint worker way off center, that's actually a good thing. Looks like someone took a bite out of your penny. A chunk is missing from the edge, repunched mint marks. Now this one is mostly for other years, but occasionally you might find a leftover punch error. Each of these errors can turn your little copper circle into a big fat payday, especially if it's uncirculated. And now, let me tell you something hilarious that happened to me. So a few years back, I'm helping my dad clean out his garage. You know, the usual cobwebs, rusty tools, and a box labeled "Misca Junk, Keep." I open it and boom, a Ziploc full of pennies. My heart skips. I start flipping through them like a madman. I'm already planning my yacht. I call my buddy who collects coins, send him a photo, and he says, "Nice coin, but you do know that's Canadian, right?" "Yeah. Queen Elizabeth right there on the back." I never flipped it over. Rookie mistake. Always double check your coins, and don't count your yachts before they hatch. Examine it under a magnifying glass, look for errors and doubling, use a coin grading app or compare it with known examples online. Don't clean it. Seriously, cleaning a coin can ruin its value. Let the grime stay. PCGS or NGC are your best bet. Heritage auctions, eBay, or direct to collectors.o. And if you're really not sure where to start, drop a comment below and I'll point you to some trusted resources.so. There you have it, the wild and surprising story of the 1966 no mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny worth a life-changing $1.1 million. That's something we all walk past every single day could hold that kind of value. Just imagine how many of these pennies slipped through your fingers over the years, slipped between couch cushions, dropped in vending machines, tossed in tip jars, and if nothing else, maybe this video inspires you to finally go through that jar of pennies that's been collecting dust in the closet since the Clinton administration. You never know, your next vacation home might just be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just got a good laugh out of my Canadian penny disaster, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and tap the bell so you never miss another tip on coins that could make you rich. I've got tons more videos on rare coins, secret errors, and the best strategies for flipping change into fortune. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now go check your change, your $1 million penny might be closer than you think. Where we turn pocket change into life-changing money. And today, I've got a question for you. What if I told you that one single penny from 1976, yes, a D-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny, could be worth as much as $1.2 million today? That's right, 1 cent could make you a millionaire. Hang tight, because this story has everything: history, hidden value, a bit of copper magic, and yes, one big whopping payday. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's a penny. I probably dropped 10 of those in my car seat last week and didn't even bother picking them up. Well, after this video, you might be pulling your car apart looking for one. Today, we're going deep into the fascinating world of the 1976 D Lincoln Memorial penny, and I'll tell you exactly why it's worth $1.2 million, how to spot one, and how you can turn your own coins into serious cash. So go grab your coffee, your old coin jars, Or your shoebox full of forgotten change, and let's make sense out of sense. Alright, let's take it back to 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial birthday. Fireworks, parades, and that good old red, white, and blue spirit was in full swing now. While most people were busy with cookouts and disco dancing, over at the Denver Mint, they were striking millions of 1976 Lincoln Memorial pennies. Over 4.2 billion of them, to be exact. Among all those everyday copper coins, a tiny handful came out different, special, rare. The kind of different that makes collectors lose their minds and throw stacks of cash just to own one. From 1959 to 1982, the Lincoln Memorial penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. That's important. In 1982, they switched to mostly zinc because copper got too expensive. But we're not there yet. 1976 was still copper country, and now, here's what makes the 1976 penny go from face value to Ferrari value. Some of them were struck with errors. And not just any error, these were die errors, double strikes, off-centers, and a couple with freakishly high quality known as full red MS68 plus grades. That grading, by the way, is like being the Tom Brady of coins, flawless, sharp, and MVP material. Combine that with the fact that almost all these coins were heavily circulated, used to buy candy, baseball cards, maybe even gas at 50 cents a gallon. It's no wonder that finding one in pristine, untouched, top-grade condition is rarer than a steak at a vegan barbecue. Now let me take a quick detour and tell you a little story. About 5 years ago, I was visiting my grandpa down in Arkansas. He was always tinkering in his shed, collecting stuff as my grandma called it. One day, he handed me this old glass jar, full of pennies. I was like, "What do you want me to do with this?" He says, "Find the one that'll make you rich." I laughed, of course. It's just grandpa being grandpa. But guess what? That jar started my journey. I found a 1972 double-die penny in there that I later sold for $650. And that's when I realized, these coins? They're not junk. They're hidden treasure. So now, every time I get change, I check every single penny, just like he taught me. And you should too. A mint mark, it must have the D mint mark for Denver. No D? Not the $1 million baby. If it's shiny, flawless, and looks like it time-traveled straight from 1976, it could be a winner. Should weigh 3.11 grams. Use a digital scale if you have one. Look for clear, bold features, especially Lincoln's hair, the lines of the memorial building, and that bold, "In God We Trust." Check for double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These mistakes can send values through the roof. Full red pennies are the most desirable. No brown or spotted ones, they need to glow like a copper sunset. And now, let's talk numbers. A regular circulated 1976 penny? Maybe 1 to 3 cents. But a high-grade MS68 full red? That's the one that fetched $1.2 million at auction. And yes, people actually pay that. Collectors. Investors. Wealthy folks who want rare, historical, tangible assets. Think of it like owning the Mona Lisa, but in copper. These coins are limited, they aren't making more, and every time one is lost or damaged, the surviving ones become even more valuable. And let's be honest, it's way more fun than watching your stock portfolio do the cha-cha every week. You've got guys at coin shows, online auctions, and even hedge funds diving deep into rare coins. And this 1976 penny is a crown jewel. Don't clean it. Ever. That kills the value. Step 2. Take clear photos and send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give it a grade, seal it in a case, and that grade becomes your coin's passport to Moneytown. And next, you can auction it online through eBay, heritage auctions, great collections, or even reach out to local coin dealers. Man finds $1 million penny in junk drawer. Older folks saved these coins without knowing their value. Especially 60s to 80s. That era is full of winners. Use a magnifying glass or phone camera. Zoom, details matter. And lastly, be patient. Treasure hunting takes time, but the payoff can be massive. The legendary 1976 Lincoln Memorial penny, the 1-cent coin that could be worth $1.20 million. It's real, it's rare, and it could be sitting right under your nose. Remember, wealth isn't always locked up in banks and stocks. Sometimes, it's jingling in your cup holder or hiding in a dusty jar in the attic. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to uncover more hidden gems in your pocket change, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell icon, and join our growing community of everyday folks discovering extraordinary coin values. And hey, if you find that $1,000,000 penny, don't forget who sent you looking. Hey folks, what if I told you there's a tiny little copper-colored coin hiding in plain sight that could buy you a house, or two, or maybe a limbo with cash to spare? But today, we're talking about a 2019 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yeah, that's right. 1.3 million. For a penny, before you dump out your couch cushions or raid your coin jar, stick with me, because I'm about to tell you why this penny is so special, how you can identify one, and why your spare change might just change your life. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about how 1 cent could make you a millionaire without ever stepping foot in Vegas. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2019 Lincoln penny was part of the ongoing Lincoln Cents series. You know the one, it's been around forever, with good old Honest Abe staring off to the side like he's posing for a presidential Tinder profile. Most 2019 pennies were minted at Philadelphia, which usually has no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, but those are proof coins. So, a no mint mark penny from 2019 isn't all that weird on the surface stuff, but, and this is a big but, there are extremely rare 2019 pennies that contain minting errors or freak conditions. And one of those ultra-rare no-mint mark pennies made headlines by selling for $1.3 million at auction. That's what we're talking about today. A 1-cent coin with a mistake so rare, collectors went nuts for it. This specific penny is what's known as a double die obverse. That means the front of the coin, where Lincoln's head is, was stamped more than once, slightly misaligned. You'll see doubling in areas like the word liberty, the date, 2019, and the phrase, "In God We Trust." If you spot one of these in your change and it's in good condition, boom! You might be sitting on a fortune now. Pair the doubling with flawless condition, what collectors call MS-70 or near perfect uncirculated, and that's the magic recipe. That's how you end up with a $1 million penny. Let's say you find a 2019 penny with doubling, but it's been through a few car washes in someone's jean pocket. It's scratched up, a little dull. It might still be worth a few $100. Maybe even a few thousand. Like just got printed and never touched human hands fresh, then you're talking serious dough. Also, only a handful of these ultra-rare varieties are known to exist. That's what sends the value into orbit: supply low, demand high, collectors drooling, wallets opening. You get the picture. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my cousin clean out his garage. We found this dusty old cookie tin labeled "Coins for Arcade." Now, being the nosy coin nerd that I am, I popped the lid. Inside was a mountain of old pennies, nickels, and dimes. I sat on his porch like a kid on Christmas, sorting through coin after coin. And guess what? I found a 1972 double die Lincoln cent. Not quite $1.3 million, but I sold that little guy $400. That moment changed how I looked at pocket change forever. So when I say checking your coins can pay off big, I'm not kidding. I've lived it. I just wish I found a 2019 double die. I'd be recording this video from a yacht. It's subtle, but real, sharp, clean surfaces, no scratches, dings, or wear. This means it was struck in Philadelphia, and for the love of Abe, do not clean your coin. That's like waxing a Picasso. It ruins the value. If you think you found a rare one, have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That's how you confirm the grade and rarity. Here's the wild thing: most people don't even check their pennies. We've gotten so used to digital payments and Apple Pay and all that, pennies feel like ancient relics. But they're still being minted, and sometimes, just sometimes, mistakes slip through. That's what makes it exciting. You never know when a $1 million coin is gonna pop up at the gas station or your kid's lunch money. It's like metal detecting without leaving your house. The treasure might already be in your junk drawer. Go through your change jar. Seriously. Start there. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. Check for doubling, keep an eye on condition. The shinier and cleaner, the better. Sort coins by year. Isolate 2019s and look for no mint mark. Send rare finds to grading services. Confirm their value. Heck, make it a family activity. Get the kids involved. Tell them you're looking for the golden penny. Alright friends, let's wrap this treasure hunt up. We've talked about the 2019 no mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny, how it went from pocket change to a $1.3 million marvel. We covered the history, the errors, how to spot one, and why most people miss them. Don't let this knowledge sit in your brain like a forgotten quarter in the cup holder. Get out there and start checking. Because the next lucky penny could be sitting in your wallet right now. And if you like this video, if you got value from it, subscribe to the channel. I've got more coin stories, value breakdowns, and strategies to help you turn your spare change into serious cash. Hit that like button, leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, and don't forget every penny counts. Especially the $1 million ones.